This lecture is the continuation of my previous lecture on quantum state vector. Click on the I button here somewhere to watch my previous lecture. Now we go back to the quantum state vector psi. The quantum state vector psi we are now talking about. In analogy with the real 3D vector, the quantum state vector psi can be expressed in terms of a complete set of orthonormal basis vectors, namely psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 up to psi n, and psi is equal to C1 psi 1 plus up to Cn psi n, where this C1, C2, C3 up to Cn, these are now complex numbers in general representing the components of the vector psi, and this psi 1, psi 2, ket psi 1, ket psi 2, ket psi 3 up to ket psi n are the unit vectors or the basis vectors similar to the unit vectors I, j, k of the ordinary three-dimensional space. And usually in quantum mechanics, these basis vectors, the psi 1, psi 2, psi 3, psi n, are formed by the eigenvectors of some matrix operator associated to a physical observable. We will come back to this point when we will discuss more about the measurement of some physical observable for the quantum system. Next, we go to the matrix representation of the basis vectors, the psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 up to psi n. This basis vector psi 1 can be written as this psi 1 can be written as this 1 psi 1 plus 0 psi 2 plus 0 psi 3 plus up to this 0 psi n. So I have written this basis vector, one particular basis vector psi 1 in terms of the whole orthonormal set of bases. And please remember, exactly the same method was adopted for matrix representation of the basis vectors I, j, k in ordinary 3D space. Hence, we can express this basis vector psi 1 using an n component column matrix. So this psi 1 can be expressed using an n component column matrix, this 1 0 0 up to the nth element is also 0, and this 1 0 0, these are these components, it's 1 0 0 up to 0. So these components make this column matrix. So this ket psi 1 is represented by a column matrix, and we also call it an n component column vector. It is also called an n component column vector. Similarly, the basis vector psi 2 can be written as basis vector psi 2 can be written as 0 psi 1 plus 1 psi 2 plus 0 psi 3 plus up to Cn is 0 for this basis vector psi 2. So these are now the components 0 1 0 up to 0 for this basis vector psi 2, which can also be expressed using an n component column matrix. So psi 2 can also be expressed using an n component column matrix. It's 0 1 0 up to the last element is also 0 here. So this basis vector is also represented by column matrix, n component column matrix. So this is also an n component column vector. And also psi3 can be written in this way: 0 psi1 plus 0 psi2 plus 1 psi3 plus 0 psi n, which can be expressed using an n component column matrix. So psi3 can be expressed using this n component column matrix. The last element is also 0 here. This is also an n component column matrix, and similarly we can express all these basis vectors psi1, psi2, psi3 up to psi n. This basis vector psi n can also be written as 0 psi1 plus 0 psi2 plus 0 psi3 plus, to the last element is here 1 psi n. So the matrix representation of this basis vector psi n will be 0 0 0, and the last element here, nth element here, is 1. Nth element is 1. So this is also a column vector. So these are the matrix representations for this particular basis vectors psi1, psi2, psi3 up to psi n. In ordinary 3D space, we saw that the orthonormality conditions were realized using the dot products between the basis vectors ij and k, and in the matrix representation of the vectors we required two kind of vectors, namely the row vectors and the column vectors associated to each basis vectors ij and k. Then those dot products, this I dot j, j dot k, all these dot products were realized using the matrix multiplication between the row vectors and the column vectors. Similarly, in quantum mechanics, associated to the kth vectors, associated to this kth vector, that's psi1, psi2, psi3 up to psi n, there exist dual space vectors. These are the dual space vector psi1, psi2, psi3, psi n. Dirac called them the bra vectors. Usually these kth vectors are represented by column matrices, the column vector, and the bra vectors are represented by row vector. But exactly how to go from the kth vectors to bra vectors I will discuss in more detail, because in quantum mechanics the vector components are complex, so we have to keep that in mind. So we have in quantum mechanics now two kind of vectors, the kth vectors and the bra vectors. So associated to each kth vector, for psi1 there is a bra vector bra psi1, associated to a kth psi2 there is a bra psi2, associated to this kth psi3 there is a bra psi3, and associated to kth psi n there is this bra psi n. So as I said that for each kth vector there is a dual space vector, that is called the bra vector. So we have now the space, we have now the space of, this is the space of kth vector, kth vectors, and we also have the dual space of bra vectors, dual space of bra vectors. The matrix representations of the dual space bra vectors are obtained similarly. So that is the bra psi1 can be written, this bra psi1 can be written as this psi1 1 plus psi2 psi3 plus psi n 0, or equivalently the bra vector psi1 can be expressed using a n component row matrix. So this bra psi1 can be expressed using this row matrix 1 0 0, the nth element is also 0. So this is a row vector where this 1 0 0 0 are these components now, and we call it n component row vector. We call this as n component row vector. Similarly, the bra psi2, this dual space vector bra psi2 can be written as psi1 0 plus psi2 1 plus psi3 0 up to psi n 0, which can also be expressed using a n component row matrix. So this psi2 can also be expressed using this row matrix 0 1 0 up to this nth element. So this is again a row vector where this 0 1 0 up to 0s are these components 0 1 0 and 0. Hence the basis vectors in the dual bra space have the matrix representations. I write it separately here. This bra psi1 can have a matrix representation, this 1 0 0 up to 0, this row vector bra psi2 can be written this bra psi2 can be expressed using this row vector or row matrix 0 up to this nth the nth bra vector psi n can have this matrix representation 0 0 0 up to the nth element is this nth element is 1 here, the last element of these bra vectors, because psi n the psi n bra psi n can be written as 0 psi 1 plus this 0 should be here, psi 2 plus psi 3 plus psi n 1. So these are the components, this 0 0 0 and the last element is 1 here. So that's why this using this component 0 0 0 0 up to 1, this bra vector psi n have this row vector. The orthonormal basis vectors psi 1 psi 2 psi 3 up to psi n are of unit length or magnitude, and associated to this kth vector there are also, as I said, the dual space bra vectors. Bra psi 1, bra psi 2, bra psi 3 and bra psi n, and Dirac expressed those orthonormality conditions, that is they are of unit length and also they are orthogonal to each other. So these two conditions conditions were expressed mathematically using the inner product. So Dirac expressed this mathematically using the inner product between these bra vector and Kate vectors, this way. So psi 1, bra psi 1, Kate psi 1. So this is called the inner product between this bra vector and the Kate vector. And we already know that this bra vector has this matrix representation 1 0 0 up to 0, and this Kate psi 1 has this matrix representation 1 0 0 up to 0. And if we do the standard matrix multiplication, we get this result 1. So this is similar to the case of dot products in ordinary three-dimensional space, where we have shown that I dot I is equal to 1. So something similar is going here. So psi 1, the bra psi 1, Kate psi 1, this is the inner product, which is analogous to the dot products in three-dimensional vector space, but they are not exactly the same thing here. I will when I will go in more detail, then we will see that, because we are dealing with the complex number, also the vector space of these vectors are a complex. And bra psi 2, Kate psi 2, this inner product is given by bra psi 2 is represented, bra psi 2 is have this matrix representation by this row vector, right? We have already talked about that. And the Kate psi 2 has this matrix representation 0 1 0 up to 0. So if we do this matrix multiplication, the result will be 1. And psi 3, bra psi 3, Kate psi 3 inner product, this will be 0 0 1 0 up to 0, this row vector, and there will be the, for bra psi 3 and for Kate psi 3 there will be this 0 0 1 Kate vector, and this will also give us the result 1. Okay. Also, the basis vectors are orthogonal to each other. Hence, psi 1, bra psi 1, Kate psi 2 is equal to, the bra psi 1 has this matrix representation, and Kate psi 2 has this matrix representation 0 1 0 to 0. So if we do this matrix multiplication, we will get this result 0. And psi 2 psi 3 is equal to psi 2 bra psi 2 0 1 0, and Kate psi 3 0 0 1, and this matrix multiplication will give us this result psi 2. Similarly, one can show that psi 1 psi 3, all these inner products, psi 1 psi 3 or psi 3 psi 1, these are 0, and in general psi n prime, the inner product between these two basis vector will be represented by this Kronecker delta. So when n is equal to n prime, this will give us 1, and when n is not equal to n prime, the inner product is 0. That represents that all these basis vectors are orthogonal to each other. Okay, so finally we obtained the matrix representations of the basis vectors psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 up to psi n by these column matrices, and then the state vector psi will also have a matrix representation. So the state vector psi, this C1 psi 1, C2 psi 2, C3 psi 3 up to Cn psi n. So we substitute the matrix representations of this kth vector, the basis vector psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 here by these column matrices. So this is equal to then C1, this column matrix is psi 1, kth psi 1 is represented by this column matrix up to 0, the nth element, okay, plus C2 kth psi 2 is represented by this column matrix 0 1 0 0 1 0 up to the nth element is 0, plus C3 multiplied by this kth psi 3. Kth psi 3 is this matrix, column matrix 0 0 1 0, plus there are many more terms, and the last term is Cn, and kth psi n, this basis vector is represented by this column matrix 0, the last element is 1. So this, and when we sum up all these matrices, finally what we obtain? We obtain this column matrix C1, C2, C3 up to Cn here, Cn. The state vector psi is represented by this column matrix, and the matrix elements C1, C2, C3 up to Cn, these are given by these components C1, C2, C3, Cn. These components of the state vector can also be obtained using the inner product as follows. So for example, if we calculate this inner product, for example psi 1 bra psi 1 with the state vector psi, and we know the matrix representation of this bra vector, bra psi 1, that is a row vector, right, 1 0 0, and we also now have this matrix representation of this general general state vector psi, this kth psi is given by this column matrix. So this column matrix is C1, C2, C3 up to Cn. So if we now do this matrix multiplication, we can see that this is given by C1. This result is matrix multiplication result is C1. So C1 is just this inner product, right? This psi 1 bra psi 1 with kth psi, and similarly we can also calculate bra psi 2 with the general vector psi, the state vector psi, kth psi is equal to, we know that this matrix representation of this bra vector, bra psi 2 is 0 1 0 up to 0, and kth psi is now that column matrix C1, C2, C3 up to Cn. So if we now do this matrix multiplication, what we obtain? We get C2. And similarly, if we do like this, this is the nth basis vector psi n, and if we take the inner product of psi n with this general state vector psi, this will be, the psi n is 0 0 0, the last element is 1, this row vector, and kth psi is the quantum state vector psi is represented by again this column matrix. So C1, C2, C3, Cn. So this matrix multiplication will give this result Cn. So, this is similar what we obtain for the vector components in case of ordinary three dimensional space. If we recall, then we have already done this. This x was given by the dot product between the basis vector I and the general vector r, right. The y components was obtained by this dot product j dot r. Z is the z component was given by k dot r. So this now these vector components, the general quantum state vector is psi is this, and these components can also be obtained using now the inner product in this case of quantum, in the quantum case, quantum mechanical case. The inner product of this basis vector with this general quantum state vector psi, and C2, the component C2 is given by this inner product between this basis vector psi 2 and quantum state psi. So these are similar to the three dimensional case, but they are not exactly the same. That's what I am emphasizing every time. So I will go come back to that. Hence, this k vector psi is represented by this column matrix, and this can also be written as psi 1, psi 2, psi up to psi n, psi, all these inner product, because this inner product is actually C1, this inner product is actually C2, likewise this is Cn. In this lecture, we have learned about the matrix representation of an orthonormal set of basis vectors in quantum mechanics, that is the matrix representations of these k vectors psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 and psi n. We also have had an introduction to the bra vectors and k vectors in quantum mechanics. We have also talked about the matrix representation of a general quantum state vector psi, and in my next lecture I will talk more about Dirac's bra and k vectors in quantum mechanics. Thanks for watching this video. If this is the first time you are visiting my channel, please don't forget to subscribe it and tap the bell icon to get notified for my new videos. Please comment below. Your thoughts and suggestions should be greatly appreciated.